Welcome to the Explainer. So, today we're doing something really fun. We're going to dissect rapid-fire play-by-play commentary to uncover the true anatomy of a World Cup group stage wonder goal. I mean, we've all leaped out of our seats when the ball hits the back of the net, right? But I really wanted to know what actually goes into creating those immortal moments. Let's look closely at the data, the context, and the audio from the matches themselves to find out.
To get there, we'll be looking at 4 key areas. First up, the weight of the moment. Second, defying physics and expectations. Third, dead ball masterclasses. And finally, the superstar factor.
Okay, let's dive right into section 1, the weight of the moment, context and emotion.
The truth is, a goal is rarely just about the physical kick itself, is it? It's all about the context. Take Sifiwe Tshibala's golden moment for South Africa. As the host nation of the 2010 World Cup, the pressure was literally immense. Not only was it the opening goal of the entire tournament, but it was also Tshibala's 50th cap for his country. The commentary track captures the vibe perfectly, shouting, "The whole nation will rejoice." It brilliantly highlights how a spectacular finish is given life by the historic stakes of a whole nation watching.
But you know, that pressure can absolutely be harnessed by the underdog too. Just look at Saudi Arabia's match against the tournament favorites Argentina. The commentary highlighted how, in the space of just a few short minutes, Saudi Arabia grabbed total control of the game with a super finish and a celebration to match. When massive underdogs flip the script, under that kind of intense pressure, the goal becomes a symbol of the impossible suddenly becoming reality.
Moving right along to section 2, defying physics and expectations, specifically technical acrobatics.
Sometimes the context actually takes a back seat to the pure physical impossibilities happening right in front of our eyes. A perfect example of this is Robin van Persie's absolute stunner for the Netherlands. The buildup was clean, sure, but the finish was just otherworldly. A flying header, caught in full flight to secure an equalizer? I mean, the sheer audacity to launch yourself into the air and perfectly place a header right over the goalkeeper, that's the very definition of defying expectations.
Or consider the sumptuous volley. This is where a player strikes the ball in midair before it ever hits the ground. Australia's Tim Cahill delivered the ultimate masterclass in this. Right after the Netherlands went ahead, Cahill provided the perfect instant response, a volley that crashed in off the underside of the crossbar. Like the commentary noted, it was almost as if he was saying, "Anything you can do, well, I can match it."
And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast we often see on the pitch. Take Richarlison's iconic goal for Brazil. On one hand, you have a scruffy buildup. The initial attempt was messy and actually forced him backward. But out of that chaos comes a totally sensational, acrobatic finish. He somehow created the time and space to execute a thrilling bicycle kick. It is exactly the kind of technical acrobatics fans expect from anyone wearing that famous yellow shirt.
These elite players are literally calculating impossible physics and angles in real time. Just look at Dries Mertens for Belgium, who struck a volley with sheer perfection just by watching a dropping ball all the way. Or Brazil's Maicon, who completely defied expectations and smashed the ball home at the near post from an angle where absolutely everyone else expected a cross. And then there's Cameroon's Vincent Aboubakar, who ignored the offside flag to execute a chipped finish so audacious it required a tense VAR check just to confirm it actually happened.
Let's shift gears to section 3, dead ball masterclasses. Isolation and precision.
This is a complete shift in pace from what we just talked about. The chaotic, frenetic game suddenly stops, isolating one player. And when executed perfectly, a dead ball strike is just electric. Just listen to the raw reaction to Japan's Keisuke Honda against Denmark. What a strike from Keisuke Honda. The ball flew beyond the keeper into the net from an incredible distance. It was an absolute bolt of lightning from a stationary position.
Now, what's really interesting about this setup is the strategic advantage it provides. The commentary actually noted that a Danish player was in a dreadfully offside position during the setup. But because it's a direct strike from a stationary restart, those defensive offside traps become a total non-factor. Honda capitalized on exactly this dynamic to hit what was arguably the best free kick of the whole 2010 World Cup.
The true anatomy of these kicks requires mathematical precision. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo against Spain. To secure a crucial hat trick, he executed 3 perfect steps. Step 1, up over the wall. Step 2, down under the crossbar. Step 3, exemplary perfection. He left Spain's elite goalkeeper, David De Gea, entirely helpless, all just by mastering the exact physics of a stationary ball.
But Ronaldo's goal wasn't just about the free kick itself. It was about the fact that Portugal's hopes rested entirely on his shoulders in that moment. Which naturally brings us to a really vital question. What happens when the weight of an entire nation rests on just one player?
That leads us right into Section 4, the superstar factor, individual genius. We're talking about the global icons here, the players who carry the immense burden of their countries. When you look at the data, the statistical dominance of a player like Lionel Messi is just staggering. The commentary noted 4 goals at this specific World Cup, 10 goals in his last 8 appearances, and an astounding 24 goals in his last 23 international matches. The opposing goalkeeper knows he can't get there, and the stadium noise is just unbelievable. The fans are reacting to a statistical phenomenon happening right before their eyes in real time.
When Argentina was really struggling against Iran, breaking Iranian hearts fell to that exact same superstar. The goal was described perfectly on the broadcast. Curled around the defense, curled around the goalkeeper, curled into the net. That is vintage Messi. It was a match-winning piece of pure magic that earned applause from the legendary Diego Maradona himself, delivered exactly when his nation needed him the most.
It's honestly fascinating to contrast these different styles of dominance. On one hand, you have the collective brilliance of a team build-up. Think of Spain's sweeping 5-0 moves that ooze quality from back to front, looking completely untouchable as they run over the hills and far away. On the other hand, you have sheer individual magic where a team relies on one more Messi moment out of sheer necessity just to stay alive. Both are beautiful to watch, but they represent entirely different types of footballing genius.
So, the crucial point here is that every nation needs its difference maker, whether they're an established talisman or a rising star. Luka Modric provided a sensational strike to carry Croatia's golden generation forward. James Rodriguez continued a family dynasty with a genius goal that practically demanded the world bow down at his feet. And rising star Enzo Fernandez shifted the ball with sweet feet for an emphatic peach of a finish to provide immense relief to Argentina. These players step up and provide their nations with a fitting way to win.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought. We've broken down the physics, the stats, and the strategies. But beyond the physical acrobatics and the sheer statistical dominance, aren't these wonder goals ultimately the very memories that define a nation's history?